the airwaves fell silent. A familiar jingle, once a harbinger of laughter and adventure, echoed into nothingness. Cartoon Network, a titan of animation and childhood memories, was no more. The news reverberated across the media landscape, leaving millions in stunned disbelief. How could a network that once defined a generation simply vanish? The story of Cartoon Network is not just about cartoons. It's a parable of shifting media landscapes, evolving consumption habits, and the relentless march of technological progress. This essay delves into the heart of this enigma, exploring the key events and underlying factors that led to the network's demise. Join us as we journey through the annals of television history, revisiting the rise and fall of an iconic brand that shaped the childhoods of millions. From its humble beginnings to its meteoric rise and ultimate downfall, we unravel the mystery behind Cartoon Network's sudden shutdown. In the early 1990s, a new player emerged in the burgeoning world of cable television. This was a time when the television landscape was rapidly evolving, with new channels and networks vying for viewers' attention. Amidst this competitive environment, a visionary media mogul saw an opportunity to create something truly unique. Cartoon Network, the brainchild of media mogul Ted Turner, burst onto the scene, promising a 24/7 haven for animation enthusiasts. Turner, already a well-known figure in the media industry, had a bold vision to revolutionize how audiences consumed animated content. He believed that animation deserved a dedicated platform, one that would celebrate the art form in all its glory. It was a bold and unprecedented move, a gamble that would forever alter the course of entertainment history. Turner's decision to launch a channel exclusively for cartoons was met with skepticism by some, but he was undeterred. He saw the potential for animation to captivate audiences of all ages, and he was determined to make his vision a reality. Prior to Cartoon Network, animation was largely relegated to Saturday mornings and weekday afternoons. These time slots were often seen as the only viable windows for airing cartoons, limiting the exposure and appreciation of animated content. The idea of having a channel dedicated entirely to animation was revolutionary, challenging the traditional norms of television programming. Children's programming was often an afterthought, a hodgepodge of educational shows and cheaply produced cartoons. Many networks viewed children's content as secondary, focusing their prime-time slots on live-action shows and dramas. This left a gap in the market, one that Turner was eager to fill with high-quality animated programming. Turner envisioned a different future, a world where animation could be enjoyed anytime, anywhere. He wanted to create a space where both children and adults could find joy in animated stories, whether they were classic tales or new, innovative creations. This vision was the driving force behind Cartoon Network's launch and its subsequent success. Armed with an extensive library of classic cartoons from the Hanna-Barbera, MGM, and Warner Brothers vaults, Cartoon Network quickly gained traction. These beloved shows provided a strong foundation for the network, drawing in viewers who were eager to relive their childhood favorites. The availability of such a rich catalogue of content was a significant advantage for the fledgling network. Shows like The Flintstones, Scooby-Doo, and Tom and Jerry became instant favorites, attracting a devoted following of children and nostalgic adults alike. These iconic characters and stories resonated with audiences, creating a sense of familiarity and comfort. The network's ability to tap into this nostalgia was a key factor in its early success. The network's success was not solely reliant on nostalgia, however. While classic cartoons played a crucial role, Turner knew that innovation was essential for long-term success. He understood that to keep viewers engaged, the network needed to offer fresh and original content that could stand alongside the classics. Cartoon Network invested heavily in original programming, nurturing a new generation of animators and storytellers. This commitment to fostering creativity led to the development of groundbreaking shows that pushed the boundaries of what animation could achieve. The network became a breeding ground for talent, giving rise to some of these most influential animated series of the time. Shows like Space Ghost Coast to Coast and The Moxie Show pushed the boundaries of animation, experimenting with different styles and formats and appealing to a more mature audience. These innovative programs demonstrated that animation was not just for kids. It could be sophisticated, satirical, and thought-provoking. Cartoon Network's willingness to take risks and explore new creative avenues set it apart from other networks and solidified its place in television history. The late 1990s and early 2000s marked a golden age for Cartoon Network. This period was a transformative era in the world of animation, where creativity and innovation flourished like never before. The network became synonymous with groundbreaking animation, introducing a slew of iconic shows that would define a generation. Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, Cow and Chicken, and many others became household names. These shows were not just entertainment, they were cultural touchstones that resonated deeply with audiences of all ages. The Powerpuff Girls captivated audiences with their unique visual styles, quirky humor, and memorable characters. The trio of superpowered sisters, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup, became symbols of girl power and heroism, inspiring countless fans around the world. Cartoon Network's success was not limited to the small screen. The network's influence permeated pop culture, spawning merchandise empires, video game adaptations, and feature-length films. From action figures to lunchboxes, the characters from these shows became an integral part of everyday life for many. The network's influence extended far beyond television. It became a cultural phenomenon, shaping the tastes and imaginations of a generation. The merchandise, video games, and movies created a multifaceted experience that allowed fans to engage with their favorite characters in new and exciting ways. Cartoon Network wasn't just a channel. It was a cultural phenomenon. Its shows were celebrated for their originality, creativity, and willingness to push boundaries. The network's commitment to original programming continued unabated, with shows like Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ed, Ed and Eddie, and Samurai Jack garnering critical acclaim and amassing legions of loyal fans. Courage the Cowardly Dog, with its eerie settings and dark humor, stood out as a unique offering that captivated audiences with its bold storytelling. Ed, Ed, and Eddie brought humor and heart to the screen, while Samurai Jack's epic adventures and stunning visuals set a new standard for animated storytelling. These shows were more than just entertainment, they were artistic achievements that showcased the limitless potential of animation. The characters, stories, and worlds created during this time left an indelible mark on the hearts and minds of viewers. Cartoon Network had become a breeding ground for creativity, a place where animators could take risks and push the boundaries of their craft. The network fostered an environment that encouraged innovation and experimentation, allowing creators to bring their unique visions to life. This era of innovation and experimentation cemented Cartoon Network's legacy as a powerhouse of animation. The network's willingness to embrace new ideas and take creative risks resulted in some of the most beloved and influential animated series of all time. The network had not only captured the imaginations of millions, but also redefined the possibilities of animated storytelling. It inspired a new generation of animators and storytellers, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to influence the world of animation today. Cartoon Network's golden age was a time of unparalleled creativity and innovation, a period that will be remembered and celebrated for years to come. Section 4: Changing Tides in the Media Landscape. As the first decade of the new millennium drew to a close, the media landscape began to shift dramatically. The internet, once a nascent technology, had become an integral part of daily life. Streaming services like Netflix and Hulu emerged, offering viewers an alternative to traditional cable television. These new platforms, with their vast libraries of on-demand content and personalized recommendations, posed a significant challenge to established networks like Cartoon Network. The era of appointment viewing was waning, as viewers embraced the freedom and flexibility of streaming. Moreover, the rise of mobile devices and social media further fragmented the media landscape. Children, Cartoon Network's core demographic, were increasingly spending more time on smartphones and tablets, consuming content in bite-sized chunks on platforms like YouTube and TikTok. Cartoon Network, like many traditional media companies, struggled to adapt to these rapidly evolving consumption habits. The network's reliance on linear programming, where shows aired at specific times, seemed increasingly antiquated in a world of on-demand entertainment. Section 5, Corporate Mergers and Shifting Priorities. In this section, we will delve into the intricate web of corporate mergers and acquisitions that have significantly impacted Cartoon Network over the years. Internal factors also played a role in Cartoon Network's decline. These internal factors included shifts in management strategies, changes in creative direction, and evolving audience preferences that the network struggled to keep up with. A series of corporate mergers and acquisitions led to a change in leadership and a shift in priorities. These mergers often brought in new executives with different visions for the network, which sometimes clashed with the original creative spirit of Cartoon Network. In 1996, Time Warner, the parent company of Cartoon Network, merged with Turner Broadcasting System, the network's original owner. This merger was a significant event in the media industry, bringing together two giants with vast resources and influence. This merger, while initially seen as a positive development, eventually led to a more corporate-driven approach to programming. The focus shifted from nurturing innovative and experimental shows to producing content that could guarantee higher viewership and advertising revenue. The new leadership at Time Warner, focused on maximizing profits, began to prioritize more commercially viable shows over critically acclaimed but less profitable ones. This shift in focus often meant that shows with unique artistic visions were sidelined in favor of more mainstream content. In 2018, AT&T acquired Time Warner, resulting in yet another leadership shakeup. This acquisition was part of AT&T's broader strategy to diversify its business and enter the media and entertainment sector. AT&T, eager to establish itself in the streaming market, announced plans to launch its own streaming service, HBO Max, which would incorporate content from various Time Warner properties, including Cartoon Network. This move was seen as a way to leverage Cartoon Network's rich library of content to attract subscribers. However, the integration of Cartoon Network into HBO Max was not without its hiccups. The process of merging the two platforms presented numerous challenges, including technical issues, content curation dilemmas, and the need to balance the interests of different audience segments. Many beloved shows were either relegated to a separate Cartoon Network hub within the platform or removed entirely, much to the dismay of longtime fans. This decision sparked a significant backlash from the audience, who felt that their favorite shows were being neglected in favor of newer, more commercially driven content. The removal of these shows highlighted the ongoing tension between maintaining a beloved brand identity and adapting to new business models in the ever-evolving media landscape.